This is Optimal Finance Daily, Episode 16, Making Money While Taking Vacations by Mr. Money Mustache of MrMoneyMustache.com.
Get ready to maximize your potential with Optimal Finance Daily, the podcast that brings you the best content in personal finance 5 days a week. Your optimal life awaits. Now here's your host, Dan Warren.
Hello, everybody, and welcome to Optimal Finance Daily, where I read to you from some of the best personal finance blogs on the planet. And today, I have a post from Mr. Money Mustache entitled Making Money While Taking Vacations, and some pretty good timing there, as I am on location this week in Georgia. I'm on a family trip visiting my sister-in-law. Now, a big part of the post I'm about to read actually focuses not on working while you're on vacation, but on renting your house to make money while you're gone. Now, we did not do that, partly because we have 2 cats, and that's a little bit of a tricky thing to navigate. But nevertheless, I got a chuckle when I realized that this was one of the shows I'd be recording while I was on the road. But before we get into the post, a quick announcement about our brother podcast, Optimal Living Daily. They're doing a very special week, starting yesterday actually. To celebrate the 100th episode, regular authors on the show decided to read their own material. So if you want to hear what the voices of these authors actually sound like and hear them share their own posts, check out the Optimal Living Daily podcast this week and make sure you subscribe because it'll be a new author every day for the week. So definitely check that out. But for now, let's get to today's post and start optimizing your life. Making Money While Taking Vacations by Mr. Money Mustache of MrMoneyMustache.com. Well, we're home. As you may or may not have been aware, the Triple M family has been on the road since way back in June. We had a blast. Everyone is sun-kissed and skinny from being outside playing so much all summer. But aside from these obvious benefits, I got another surprise when we returned from this 6-week trip. A healthy pillow of cash had built up in the bank account while we were away not working. Usually people have to save up to take a vacation. They don't save up while taking a vacation. How did this happen? As it turns out, it was just the usual combination of thinking about things in a new way to shift the balance of life away from spending and towards earning. The first factor was renting out my own house. When you own a house and you go away on a long trip, you've got a huge asset sitting there not being enjoyed by anyone. As my own trips grew longer after retirement, I started wondering if it would be practical to rent the house out to a trusted person or family so they could pay me for being away. It turns out it was practical. If you know enough people and combine it with a little social networking or even Craigslist searching, you may be able to find a fantastic tenant to take care of your house for you and pay you handsomely for the privilege. In our case, another family we met through our son's preschool lives abroad most of the year but spends every July in the U.S. Our house is a good candidate for a short-term rental, fancy yet relatively uncluttered since I like doing renovations but not buying objects. So it was easy to sweep away embarrassing personal belongings and hide them in the basement and have the place looking like a classy hotel for our tenants. Net income, $2,000. The next factor was finding affordable transportation. Since we live almost 1,800 miles from our extended family, it is a hell of a drive, but the wife and son bypassed the driving by picking up a good sale on one-way flights to Canada. On departure day, I dropped them off at the airport, then continued east in order to drive myself separately. Normally, I would fly a distance like that, but for a long trip and with the requirement of bringing a van load of tools, I found it more practical to drive. I camped out in the van for the first night, in Iowa, and visited a friend the second night, Chicago. After that, I reached Canada, so all accommodations were free, including plane tickets, gas, and an allowance for wear on my older self-maintained vehicle. We'll say net travel cost $1,000. Once in Canada, I did the rounds of visiting, but also helped various people out with construction projects. Because I enjoy the work, I ended up doing several $1,000s of carpentry work on a cottage for free. The in-laws were so grateful, they gave us all food, drink, and even paid for the gas required to drive the tools to Canada and back. Net benefit of food, drink, and gas, $1,000. Since we were so busy doing family-oriented things, we found we did not have to buy anything at all on this trip. No Disneyland tickets, no shot glasses, no high-heeled shoes. The things we brought in our backpacks were all we needed. But we did still make one decadent purchase, a $100 sushi meal with good friends in downtown Ottawa, where everything is rather expensive. Net discretionary expenditures during entire trip, $100. On the way home, the whole MMM family drove together, taking several days to do it and staying with family except the last 2 nights. Note to self, need to make friends in Iowa and Nebraska to round out future trips. We got a little crazy and got pricey hotels both nights for a total of $250. Net travel home cost, $250. So the vacation looked like this. Income, $2,000 plus $1,000 equals $3,000. Expenditures, $1,000 plus $100 plus $250 equals $1,350. Net profit, $1,650. And meanwhile, while we were off spending nothing and enjoying life, the July and August rent checks rolled in from the rental house, adding another $4,800. With no mortgage and virtually no credit card bill this month, all of these new employees get to stay. What a great vacation! My point in all of this is not really to describe details of my own vacation, but rather to illustrate the mindset that can help any aspiring mustachian or early retiree get further in their own recreational plans. Although the vacation industry tries to encourage us to spend as much as possible, experiencing a new place actually does not have to be expensive at all. If you look at each step of the trip and figure out how to maximize the fun and cut out unnecessary costs, you too can probably travel virtually for free. And if you are taking a longer trip, I would definitely recommend using your home or apartment as an income booster for the duration. What were your most frugal versus most expensive vacations so far? Does the level of fun correlate with the level of spending, or is it actually an inverted relationship sometimes? You just listened to the post titled Making Money While Taking Vacations by Mr. Money Mustache of MrMoneyMustache.com. And if you have any comments about the post you just heard or about the author, or if you have any ideas for future posts, give us a shout out at oldpodcast.com. Share your thoughts with us. And before we go, if you want to help support this show and get yourself some free stuff in the process, come visit us online at oldpodcast.com, where you can join our free weekly newsletter. Or if it's easier for you to text, you can text the word financial to 44222. That's 44222. Just text the word financial. Again, it is completely free, plus you'll be entered to win a book each and every month. And that is it for episode 16. I'll catch you tomorrow where your optimal life awaits.
Hello, Life Optimizer. This is Justin Malik, creator and producer of this podcast, but also Optimal Living Daily, the show where I read to you from even more blogs covering finance, productivity, minimalism, personal development, and more from amazing bloggers like Derek Sivers, Zen Habits, The Minimalists, and all the ones you hear on this show too. So if you enjoyed today's episode and like taking amazing blogs on the go, come on over to Optimal Living Daily and subscribe to that one too. And together, we'll start optimizing your life.
You've been listening to Optimal Finance Daily. Be sure to hit the subscribe button to stay up to date on each new episode, and head to oldpodcast.com. That's oldpodcast.com for a free gift, as well as more actionable tips and resources to help you maximize your potential. Thanks for joining us, and remember, your optimal life awaits.